All you do is, you take your toothbrush out.
Is he seriously trying to convince this mystical Chinese artifact store to stock his bathroom travel caddy?
Look, I've got to have him. It's a present for my son for Christmas. It's exactly what I've been looking for, and I've been everywhere.
You've been looking for a furry, singing, tiny creature, and you looked everywhere else first before the mystical Chinese artifact store?
With Mokwai comes much responsibility.
And with great responsibility comes great... Ah, damn it.
There's 3 rules you've got to follow. Keep him out of the light, and keep him away from water.
Mogwais have almost the same rule as the Nazgul.
Forget. No matter how much he cries, no matter how much he begs.
If only the kid had also included the consequences of ignoring the rules along with the rules themselves.
Kingston Falls, USA!
Looks more like Hill Valley to me. Steven Spielberg presents Christmas. Main character opens the engine compartment of their broken down car only to have smoke pour out in their face cliché. Hey look, they're still playing E.T. in Close Encounters of the Third Kind at this theater. What kind of a sick, f***ed up optometrist uses optical illusion font on their main sign? He's just f***ing with blind people here, really. Burger King next to an animal clinic. See, this is how rumors get started. Phoebe Cates isn't moving in stereo in this scene.
Cross your teeth.
I realize this guy's a goofball, but how does an adult person forget to cross the T in their own signature?
The bank and I have the same purpose in life.
What movie am I watching? For a minute there, it was It's a Wonderful Life. Now it's The Wizard of Oz.
Your dog broke it this morning.
Look, if he's a doofus enough to leave his nameplate in the holder upside down the previous night, when did he have the time or inclination to turn it right side up? Why does this bar serve beer by pouring the bottle into a giant glass coffee mug that's 2 times too big? Judge Reinhold's roles in the 80s consisted of fantasizing about Phoebe Cates and enabling Axel Foley's illegal Beverly Hills investigations. Holy sh**, now I'm literally watching It's a Wonderful Life. You said it won't wait till Christmas, so we better open it now, but it was fine being in this container and inside wrapping paper for however long it took you to drive from New York City to Kingston Falls.
Keep him away from water. Don't give him any water to drink. And whatever you do, don't give him a bath.
What happens if this asshole gets a bunch of ketchup and mustard on him? Do you just let him keep the stains? What if he licks the ketchup and mustard after midnight? Is that feeding him? Wait a second, he just hit a key that should have produced a higher tone, but a lower tone is what we heard. Geez, how much juice is in that orange? Seriously? This kid's dad made him drag a whole tree to the Peltzer residence while dressed as a tree, using no vehicles or carts of any kind? Whoa, Gizmo. Don't do that in Billy's room. Corey Feldman is addicted to gizmos. The fact that I don't have one of these tiny Donkey Kong arcade games to play with right now.
They might even replace the dog as the family pet.
Dog senses it's being insulted cliché. How did these assholes do this? I mean, yeah, when they turn into gremlins later, that would make more sense, but while they're still in their cuteness stage and really small? And Barney didn't make a peep when 5 little evil Mogwais picked him up and took him down the stairs and started stringing Christmas lights around him?
God, say you hate Washington's birthday or Thanksgiving and nobody cares, but say you hate Christmas and everybody makes you feel like you're a leper.
Well, Thanksgiving doesn't have presents. So Mr. Hanson is one of those middle school teachers who love to work late at night on school property conducting experiments on rare species. Since when does this ever not end in death?
It's not 12 o'clock yet.
Oh, since when do you care about the rules all of a sudden?
I know it's Christmas Eve.
Ryan said it was Christmas Eve, but the bank is still open and the kids are still in school? This school needs to seriously consider checking its air conditioning ducts. What the hell are these kids breathing in addition to asbestos? Also, the gremlin went through the air conditioning duct that leads to a cabinet? Gremlins have the ability to shrink at a moment's notice. These gremlins are actually insanely good at darts for their first try. They closed out all the 20s already. When did this gremlin watch E.T.? And don't tell me he saw it on video, because it took forever for that movie to be available on video. Oh, wow. You mean one of the Peltzer inventions finally worked? Where was this asshole during the blender sequence? Who keeps flea and tick killing spray on the kitchen counter next to the oven? Boggle. How old is Billy supposed to be in this movie? He works at the bank, so he's clearly out of school. And I know he's into comic books and stuff, but damn. Toy robots? Zoids? Wouldn't stepping in the snow get Stripe wet and make him have babies? Well, that sounded really dirty. Wait, Stripe locked the door behind him? Why did Billy take Gizmo with him? He could have been turning on bright lights everywhere and killed Stripe with the flip of a switch. Why didn't Stripe do this in the first place? Did he break into the YMCA so that he could hide in a breaker box? Stripe violates the clear no smoking rule as posted by the YMCA.
I told you we should have got a Zenith.
This guy who hates foreign products sure does own a lot of foreign products. They're just going la la la. I mean, if you're smart enough to take your imitation of carolers to the level of hats and earmuffs and sheet music, why not sing a real carol while you're at it? Just based on the time alone that she's spiraling upward, this woman must have 3 or 4 stories worth of staircase in the middle of her house. But then, nope, only 1 story of stairs. Don't do it, kid. Don't do it. Oh, man, you got lucky. And it didn't even knock the power out.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either, but Guaranteed it won't start when you're in danger, dude. This car has been sitting here for a long time, out in the cold with snow sitting on it for days, yet the likely frozen windshield wipers easily knock off the snow that should have formed into an ice blanket.
What's that? Kenny, what's that back there? Some of Rockin' Ricky fan? Hey, you're not Rockin' Ricky fan?
How do you know, Rockin' Ricky? These gremlins seem to know and enjoy everything as soon as they're born. I don't know how long these guys have been at this bar, but why the f*** is she still serving them? Why did she even start serving tiny green demon monsters in the first place? Oh no, also, dude, why didn't you just leave the car running?
And instead, they pulled out my father. He was dressed in a Santa Claus suit. He'd been climbing down the chimney.
Holy shit, your dad actually tried to go down the chimney? How big was the opening to this thing? And Christmas didn't kill your father, Kate. Stupid did.
He slipped and broke his neck.
If he slipped and broke his neck, why didn't he fall to the bottom? I mean, this chimney is apparently big enough for a grown man in a Santa suit with a whole bunch of Christmas gifts.
And that's how I found out there was no Santa Claus.
You were 9 years old. You still believed in Santa?
Barney.
Damn, Randall left Barney out in the car in the freezing cold? Why is Barney even along on this trip anyway? Wasn't Randall just at an inventors convention? Well, that was a f***ing horrifying story about your dead dad, Kate. I'm sure that will affect us all for the rest of the movie. Or, well, just completely forget about it. Let's just do that. Wait, did Spielberg not want to make some cheeky reference to his other movies in the marquee this time? How about you, Joe Dante? No Piranha or Howling? And since when is Snow White a Christmas movie anyway?
They're inside. All of them?
So yeah, let's go inside and take a look. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I'm starting to think this might be a comedy. I may be taking this movie way too seriously. These gremlins are actually better than most projectionists I've worked with. Smart enough to thread a movie projector, but dumb enough to start with Reel 4.
Down there.
How the hell does this random bartender girl just happen to know exactly where the movie theater's boiler room access door is? Whatever that was he just wrenched, he tightened it, not loosened. Oh, how does that keep the door closed? Man, good thing nearly all of them were in that one place at one time.
Try and find some kind of light switch.
Yeah, they're usually next to doors or entrances of some sort. Also, about time. Now she has 2 reasons to hate Christmas forever. What? Also, how did this TV turn on by itself? I mean, if there's a switch, shouldn't all of them turn on at once and not just this one? How long does it take for a chainsaw to cut through a baseball bat? Too f***ing long. Wait, that thing doesn't have a gas pedal, does it?
Hey, gang, it's been a rough night for Rockin' Ricky, but he's still on the air.
How? At what temperature do Mogwais have a fever?
I'll bet he'd like some chicken soup.
What an asshole.
Perhaps someday you may be ready.
What tells Mr. Wing that someone is ready for the responsibility of a Mogwai? Do you have to go to school? Show a certificate of some sort?
Well, that's the story.
So Randall has apparently been telling this story the whole time? But how does he know about the cops who crashed and Mrs. Deagle's death and all that other stuff he wasn't around for?
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, George! Merry Christmas, George! Merry Christmas, movie house! Merry Christmas, Emporium!
Gremlins. You gotta watch out for the foreigners because they plant gremlins in their machinery. That's the same gremlins brought down our planes in the big one.
Maybe we should have a little more wine.
That's enough for me.
Oh, come on, Arnold. Listen, don't worry about too much wine. I mean, I'm not gonna let you have too much wine because you know your folks may smell it on your breath. Oh, they might get mad at me.
Who wants to send a message to Germany?
I have a message for Germany. That you are all going to die. And I want you to look deep into the face of the Jew who is going to do it.